Hey, what's happening everybody? Charles Maring here. Today I want to talk a little bit about video editing software and how Final Cut Pro X won my heart as my favorite video editing software for my personal projects, client projects, my vlogging life as well. But first, let's cut to that intro. So there's lots of great software out there, lots of options at our fingertips. The two that I've used mostly would be Final Cut Pro X and Adobe Premiere. Final Cut Pro X won my heart though for the way it allows me to organize all of my files, especially for my personal life, my vlogging life, but my client projects as well. Let's dive over to the computer and talk about some of the basics and how I organize things on my computer. So yeah, Final Cut Pro X won my heart because it allows me to organize things. And let's talk about some of the basics. There are three things you have to think about when you think Final Cut Pro. One is a library. Libraries, and you can have multiple libraries, hold all of the assets for the job that we're working on. So it holds all the video clips, it holds any audio files that we move in, it holds any photographs that we want to drag over as well. And it also holds our projects, or another word for a project would be a timeline, the project that we're working on, or a timeline that we're working on. Let's look at Final Cut and talk about it a little bit and how it works. Now, in the upper left here, this is where it organizes all of our libraries. I have 3 libraries open. Basically, I've got 2 years, about 2.25 years of my life here organized, because I have underneath my desk 4 24 terabyte hard drives. I find I can fit about a year of my life, my personal projects, on a drive. That's kind of what it's been boiling down to. So if I look up here and I click on this arrow, I'm going to show all of the assets or all of the events in my life of 2017 organized by date. So let me just kind of move this over to kind of give you a better view. Well, I have to move this over first, give a little more room to give a little more view here. And as you can see, everything's organized by date, 01/06/17, 01/26/17. So basically every week is an event in my life, and in those events I have all the video clips from that week of my life for vlogging and so on and so forth, or personal projects. And then beyond those specific clips, I also have the timelines from my edits of those clips as well. So every time I have a library, I have the events of my life and I have the projects or timelines organized under those specific events. So really great way to catalog a year of your life with ease and have it all at your fingertips. Now let's say time goes by and 2017 is long and gone. I don't want this particular event open anymore because I'm not going back for that footage, don't need to see it anymore. I can basically right click it and close that specific library. So for my vlogging life, I organize my libraries by year that way. But for my client projects, I create a specific library for each individual client. And let me show you how we do that. Basically, to create a library, I just go File, New, Library, and then I save that library wherever I want, whatever external hard drive I want to, and then it automatically creates spaces for me to create new events of that particular library and projects. So it's really that easy. And if I want to go back and open an old client project, for instance, I just go down to Open Library, and it'll list some of the most recent Star Wedding Cruise. We just recently photographed and filmed Star Jones' wedding on a cruise ship. And so I'll open that library so that you can see all of the events of that week on the cruise ship are organized in here by events, by the day of the week. And then I have, of course, different projects that I created short films throughout the week as well. So as we see here, here's day 3, 4, and 5. We had a deck party in Nassau and all of the clips from the event that week. So this is what I love about Final Cut Pro. I can have not only multiple events open, but I can actually have multiple libraries from years and years and years open at the same time and actually grab files from, say, stars and add them to my own, copy them over, and organize things in a really creative fashion. This is why Final Cut won my heart as my favorite video editing software, to say the least. Again, lots of great editors out there, but if you want to be able to organize your clips as I do, be able to pull things up, have multiple libraries open, know where everything is at all times, Final Cut Pro makes it easy. So that's a wrap on why Final Cut became my favorite editing software. If you have any questions about it, certainly reach out. I've been regularly doing some tutorials and whatnot on Final Cut and how I use it, some of my favorite techniques. I'll continue to do so here on our channel. And that's a wrap for today. Appreciate you, everybody. Have a great one.